His contributions to the literary landscape include the published story collections "Ella and Order", as well as the novels "After a Thorny Path" and "Carrot and Stick". He has also demonstrated a talent for dramatic writing, with published plays such as "Intro to Kirikiri" and "Barfly". He continues to write actively with additional works such as the novel
Contributions to the
"The
literary
Song That
landscape
Was",
include the
currently
published
in
story
development.
collection "Ella and
When he's not teaching or writing, Sanusi enjoys touring, an interest that undoubtedly informs the rich perspectives found in his creative writing. Through his dual commitments to education and literary arts, Sanusi Oladimeji Rasheed remains an active and vital contributor to Nigeria's academic and creative community. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you very much, Happiness, for that, reading that very detailed and robust profile of our author for today to us. Author Rasheed, you want to add to anything that has been read, or you want to give us maybe a little bit of context based on what we've just heard from Stephen about you? Any addition, any clarification, any context? I mean,
Yeah,
how your odyssey has spanned so far.
it's okay.
Oh, great.
It's okay. It's okay. Watch me. It's okay.
Okay.
It's all right.
Thank you very much. So we go now to the reading itself. The way we do it, we allow you to read excerpts of your work to us. Just choose wherever you are most comfortable reading from without giving the whole gist of the book away, because the idea is for us to be able to read, to be tantalized enough to want to get the books ourselves, to read the whole story. So just read, we'll read some parts of it. We'll give you some break to be able to pause, take a breath, sip water if you need to, and then we'll ask questions from you. Then we'll take a second round of reading after you've answered the first, the questions or concerns from the first session. And then we also take a break, and then we ask questions, more appraisal, more reviews from the audience. And if time permits, after those two breaks, then you can take a third reading. However, if time is not on our side, we'll just close it there and then urge everyone to go and get the book. So you have the mic now. You are spotlighted to everyone to see. So please, you can commence the reading.
All right. I'm great. I'm very grateful. Please, when it's time for me to stop, please let me know, because when I'm engulfed in the reading, I may not know when to stop.
Okay. Maybe we'll just also take a cue from you. We can just decide to stop when you want to stop. But if you see that, okay, you are running out of breath, we just be asked you to pause a little so that we can ask you questions.
No problem. So, Krasnoyarsk. The aeroplane we boarded suddenly nosedived. I thought we would crash on the high-rise building I saw from the window. I was afraid. I felt as if I was dropping from the sky. The presence of others around me assured me I was not alone, that all would be well. A pretty voice cut across the silence on board. You are warmly welcome to Krasnoyarsk International Airport. The airplane lands in 5 minutes. Thank you. Hope you had an exciting journey. The voice said, and the speaker collapsed to sullenness. I was afraid. Uncertainty that await us made the future gloomy. The last ounce of strength in me grew wings and left me. There was nothing else in my head except pricky vacuum. I was blinking and breathing rapidly. I did all I could do to suppress my emotion. If I cried, I would attract attention. Police might be invited to investigate what made me cry. I kept the fire burning within my body while the sweat on my skin soothed me. I had a swift look at Milo, who brought us to Europe. He appeared amused, with a friendly smile domiciled on his face. Nothing appeared on his mien that exhibited fear. Frank and Harry, that were part of the team, sat far away from me. Hence, I couldn't measure their emotion from my seat. We eventually alighted from the aeroplane and queued up behind others from different parts of the universe who boarded the same flight with us to Krasnoyarsk. At the border control section of the airport, when it was our turn for biometric screening and visa check, the immigration officer who collected our passport returned from where he went to confirm our visas. Those few minutes that we spent on the queue waiting for the immigration officer to return with our passport was like the time a goldfish spent out of water. Gentlemen, your period according your entry period according to the visa issued to you has expired even before you left your country. Please step out of the queue and follow me. The immigration officer said and started walking away. As soon as we left the queue, we filed behind him. No worries, my fellas, Milo said as he put a piece of chewing gum in his mouth. He smiled and massaged his chest downward with his palm. Sit here for further screening, the immigration officer ordered. 2 empty hounds were brought to sniff us with our luggage. I was jittery. My body shuddered when I felt the sharp, warm air coming from the big black nose of the hound that sniffed me. The hound stared at me, our eyes met. He blinked repeatedly and returned his nose to my toe. I thought he would chew me to shreds from my toes. It was a ghost I saw at midnight sniffed me, a heap of one on top of the other, with clasped hand resting on his knee when he was sniffed by the second hand. If Milo's courage was a commodity sold in the market, Harry concealed their fears when they were sniffed by the hounds. After the immigration officer was convinced that no ghost was kept within us and in our bags, he returned the hounds to where they should be. They will deport us. I went through this process last year when I entered this country. Henry whispered to us as he extended his neck from where he sat to be sure what he said reached us. Think like a warrior encircled by enemies. I told you all is well. Exercise no fear, Milo assured. How can we get out of this situation, for God's sake? We are rats in a sack already. I questioned Milo with a defeated voice. Give me some minutes. Let me relax a bit more. He responded. Relax in this situation? When pursued by a lion, I asked, if there's someone in this world that I fear than a rattlesnake, that person is Milo. He has the craftiness of a serpent and the appearance of a pope. He hardly talks. No one, no one would guess his thought by relying on his countenance. When he discussed on the phone with anyone, he attached his phone to his ear and muttered words scantily. If you listen to him when he talks to someone on phone, his terseness will mislead you. He looked unperturbed at all times. I fear Milo. Please do something immediately. The situation is unbearable. Frank pleaded with Milo. Chill, young man. I told you to relax. Are you not tired after several hours in the air? Milo queried, shaking his legs as if he was listening to an infant making attempts to talk. Suddenly, he brought his mobile phone out of his pocket and changed the scene. in the cell phone. As usual, he glued his phone to his left ear with his right hand after pressing some numbers with his thumb. We all tilted our heads towards him to catch whatever he would say as soon as he said something. Here, deeply tense, okay, were the words that came out of his mouth. I was hungry, as if I would smash his head with a stone. He returned the phone to his pocket, chewed gum, as if his mouth wrestled with a stubborn piece of donkey meat. What is it? Harry asked. I told you to rest your mind. He responded and passed round chewing gum among us. I hissed and threw the gum into a trash can beside me. Chill. Harry hissed too. The ember in his eye could set a village ablaze. The immigration officer who collected our passports returned to where we sat. He called our names one after the other and returned our passport to us. Follow me, he ordered. We picked our luggage, walked behind him to the border control unit, where approved was stamped on our passports. We were ushered into the lounge, where we met a tall white man waiting for us. Welcome to Europe, he said, and hugged us in succession. I sucked in deep breath. Genuine smile radiated on my face for the first time. This is Professor Dimitri. He's a professor of physics at the State Technological University. Milo did the introduction by announcing our names. What shocked me to my marrows was when he told the professor that I was the secretary of the delegate sent by the government. He called himself the chairman and assigned position to others. I mean Frank and Henry. Secretary to the delegate? Which delegate? Delegate for what? Sent by which government? To achieve what? This question followed each other in my mind. Milo didn't tell me what he told the professor about us before we left our country. We followed the professor to the parking lot with our luggage trailing behind us. He stepped aside to discuss briefly with Professor Dimitri. Hello, fella. This exquisite cars were brought from Krasnodar
I
to
think
take
your
us
network is. Hello,
from
sir.
here to
Hello, sir.
our point of assignment in Carlos which head vehicle of course. Hello?
I think your
Hello?
network is dragging now. I mean, it's the network.
Network.
Yes, yes, please. It's okay. It's just to let you know, in case maybe there are calls trying to come in, just disable other things that are competing with the internet connection so that it can be smoother. Sorry for the interruption.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, can you hear me now, sir?
Yes, yes, it's better now.
Okay. Yeah. Each of us to a car, a driver, and an assistant. Splendid, Milo shouted and snapped his fingers. The drivers had tags with our names attached to their chest pockets. I am Pavel Yuri, and this is Leonard Victor. I am your driver. This is your personal assistant. One of the young handsome men who stood beside one of the cars introduced himself and his colleague to me. I forced my face to wear a dry smile. I had handshake with the man while Pavel ushered me into the car. Leonard made sure my luggage rested comfortably in the boot of the car. Others enjoyed the same luxury. We were treated as envoys on a special mission. The car at the front carried the flag of our country on its head, while the car at the back had this country's flag on its roof. I didn't know whether to cry or to laugh as we started the journey. The cars glided sleekly behind each other on the glittering road. Class Noda. Nonsense. Absolute rubbish.
started again. I think.
Bring
Sorry about that.
An environment where poor people live. I am heavily disappointed. Milo yelled at Amri. It has started again. Okay, yes. The second chapter. Can I?
Okay. I think yes, we can just. I mean, this is a very good teaser for us to even start to take a break. I think you need to check. Maybe there are other things that are trying you. I mean, on the phone or the Wi-Fi connection, other things that are connected. Maybe just disable them so that we use it exclusively for this your Zoom presentation, and then maybe after you can now connect other things there. So, but I think this is just a fantastic intro. Do we have questions? Do we have comments? Or, I mean, I actually myself find myself enthralled or sucked into the narrative that even pausing is a, but network, I think, actually just forced our hands to take a little pause now. Do we have questions? Do we have comments? Do we have concerns about the reading that has been done so far? Anyone, please? Anyone? Is so much contemporary. I mean, this is what is happening. This is what I mean. Reality is in our. Okay, Aja, you are raising your hand. Please ask your question or make your comments.
Good evening once again, everyone.
Good evening.
And our author for today, it's a pity the network is interrupting the flow of the reading.
Beautiful reading,
And
yes.
immediately you started reading the character of Milo, got me entrapped, and I would have loved a seamless reading so that we get to know the spirit behind that boldness. I pray the network agrees with us. So please, so really
I pray so too.
fascinating. I would love to hear more.
Maybe let me just read 2 more pages so
Okay,
that
okay.
you have just 2 more pages.
Okay, no problem. I mean, we'll still take a break and listen to you ask questions as a guest.
Okay. So, nonsense, absolute rubbish. How do you bring us here? An environment where poor people live? I am heavily disappointed. Milo yelled at Amri, who was in charge of securing accommodation for us in Krasnodar. I am sorry for this, Amri pleaded. Sorry for an attempt to deliberately spare us with mud? We won't take this errant rubbish from you, Milo said, as he made an attempt to remove a mobile phone from his pocket. Others stared at him with consternation. I am tired and sick. Please let us pack in and manage this place. Frank pleaded with Milo, with traces of fear in his voice. No, we will not take whatever belittles us from anyone here. We represent citizens of a great nation. We represent citizens of a great nation, one of the richest nations on this planet, sent us here on a special mission, and we must be treated like kings. And we must be treated like kings. Milo shouted at Amri when he uttered these words and pressed his mobile phone. Excuse me, please. Excuse me. Excuse me, please. I'm very sorry for the interruption. Yes. Hello? Excuse me?
We can hear you. You can continue now. Yes.
All right. We will not take whatever belittles us from anywhere here. We represent citizens of a great nation. One of the richest nations on this planet sent us here on a special mission. We must be treated like kings. Milo shouted at Amri when he uttered these words. He pressed his mobile phone with his thumb and raised the phone to his left ear with his left hand. Let me inform my president about this inhuman treatment on the representative of a great nation. Hello, sir. It's okay. That's all right. We will take you to a better environment with a befitting accommodation. Let us go downstairs, gentlemen. Professor Damri pleaded and stopped Milo from completing what he was saying on the phone. On the lift, when we returned the cars that brought us here, my mind was occupied with thought. Which president was Milo talking to? Who sent us on a special mission? To accomplish what? Who paid for this luxurious life we plunged into here? This question streamed to my mind and captured me with fear of a sinister future. If the place Milo called where people live was where I was born and raised, my restless urge for greener pastures won't lead me to a state of uncertainty I find myself today. Series of thoughts flashed across my mind as we drove through tall buildings and neatly paved road to a better place to satisfy Milu. This is a better place? Yes, I am contented with this environment. This is where special people on special mission representing millions of people should be lodged. Milo smiled while he inspected the three-bedroom apartment brought us to. The apartment existed third floor of a high-rise building in a serene environment. It's okay, guys. You can bring in your bags. Yeah, perhaps one. You can bring in your bags. My bag, he said, and collapsed into a cushion chair. You can go. This place is better. Please tell Professor Dimitri to see me immediately. We kept him and others waiting downstairs. He should see me immediately, Milo said to Amri when he led us downstairs for our bag. All right, sir. We are sorry for the inconvenience. Amri responded with a cruel countenance. Milo dismissed him with a wave of hand. I wondered where Milo got that gut from. My prof here is significant for high personalities like us. I admire the interior and the surroundings, Milo said after surveying the environment from the window. Good to know that you like this place, Professor Dimitri said. My mind swayed to an abysmal future that may end the fake life Milo brought us to Europe to live in the name of leading us to a greener pasture. Please, can I take a pause here, please, and rest?
Okay,
Hello, sir.
yes, I mean, it's
Yeah.
okay. Yes, we can. Uh, do we have questions? Do we have comments for our author based on the readings we've done so far? Please, you can take a sip of water just to, because I mean, I know at some point with the way you are reading, you will need to actually get this deserved break. Do we have questions? Any questions? Any comments? Any any review from the audience, please? I don't believe that nobody is talking. It's a very interesting read. I mean, the question I would normally ask, really, I always want to know, okay, what inspired this writing? What inspired this work of art, sir? You want to tell us, run us through your motive for penning
Yes,
this?
thank you very much, sir.
Mhm.
This work is actually a memoir. It's a memoir. We can say that all over Africa today, people
Mm,
are desperate to migrate, especially
mm,
Nigeria.
mm,
Nigerians are desperate to leave this country. They
mm,
want to leave this country at all costs
mm,
for different reasons. Many
mm,
people believe the moment you arrive in Europe, you arrive in Asia, you arrive in America, everything will be okay for you, that you have escaped penury, that you
mm,
have escaped poverty. Then there are fake agents looking out for desperate people to prey on.
mm,
So when you fall into this hand of fake agents. Yes, they milk you. In fact, they bring you back. They exploit you. They
I think your
in
network
fact, they
again
make
is.
life completely fine before. By the time to level one, this they are courageous. They agenda. You hear what I said before the network problem,
Network. I
sir?
mean, was we're just talking about the agents, what they do to you,
Yes.
in the process of patronizing them.
Milo has deceived some youths. Said he will take them to Europe. That once he takes them to Europe, he get them good jobs and papers. But what he told the embassy of the country they went to in Nigeria is that the federal government of Nigeria is sending those people on a special assignment in a country in Europe. That is the lie he told the embassy to secure visas for those people. So when they landed in Europe, they were scrutinized. But Milo is very intelligent, he has confidence, he just made 1 or 2 calls and they were clear. So they brought about 6 exotic cars from another city, the city they were going to visit, Gogo, to pick them from the airport. Each of the boys to an exotic car with a driver, with a personal assistant. So that is just it. That is just the beginning of the story. In fact, uh, if you read the novel, you will almost cry for these people with terrible experiences they eventually went through. In fact, the moment Milo dropped these people in Europe, he spent maybe 10 days with them. He disappeared to another village because he was waiting for another 10 boys from Africa to be taken to another city. That is what he
Okay.
does.
Okay. Thank you very much for that background information. Ajia, you are raising your hand again. Please, can we hear you? Is it a question or a comment?
Yes, I
Yes,
actually have a comment.
Okay, please
Well,
go ahead.
um, though by through his explanations, he's already giving a spoiler. My question was will have been what's behind. I said it the other time. What's behind the confidence of Milo? We could sense the insecurities in the narrator's voice. We already know
Yeah,
something is amiss, but I
yeah.
would commend the suspense of the crafty suspense used by the author.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Was from the word go, from the
Hmm,
first sentence, we are intrigued. Our interest is already piqued.
hmm,
thank you.
Why so much insecurity on the narrator's part? And why is the character Milo so confident and bold and
hmm,
arrogant? So the two countenance, that of Milo and the narrator, are not in sync. So we already know that something is askance.
hmm.
So that's a good use of suspense and building
Thank
up the
you.
story. I'll commend the author for that.
Thank
Thank you
you.
But
very much.
it's a pity the network is not networking tonight, this evening at all.
Not connected.
And it's frustrating.
Yeah, yeah.
But
We'll still
anyway,
continue. We'll still hear as much as we
from the
can.
little we have
Network
from the
permitting.
little we have heard,
Mm.
the the creativity is there. Good job,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank you very much, Ajia. Any other question? Any other comment for our author for today? Carrot and stick. Any other comment? Any other question? I have another question, and this is
Sorry, please.
around.
Sorry for
Okay,
interrupting you.
okay, no
By
problem.
bringing up carrot and stick again, I keep wondering
Yeah,
carrot
well,
and stick.
That's what I want to ask you, because
The
when you
metaphor
say
is out of this world. From what you have read, where is the carrot and stick,
and
please?
stick, yeah.
Yes, please, if I can, let me quickly explain that.
Okay, please do.
Okay.
Milo took these people to that city in Europe
Mm,
and presented himself and his entourage as people sent to a particular university in Europe to
mm,
inspect that university, that if the university is good, that his country will be sending young people there on scholarship. So the first 1 week, these people spent with the university they really enjoyed. They gave them the best, they gave them food because they wanted to impress them. They wanted to
mm,
convince them that yes, that university will be the best for the citizens of Milo's country. Because
mm.
they believe Milo's country is a very rich country
Accuse Emilio again.
of money in sending people
Sorry, I think the network
to
is at
study.
work again.
So
It's interfering.
yes, they gave
Uh,
them food. When Milo got to the hotel, he called the VC of the university that they need one.
sorry,
Sorry about
network. Okay, yes, I was expecting that, and eventually it happens. The network has been pretty weird from, you see, Ijako now. Song was out today, and as you can see from the author's reading. Do we have any other question, any other comments based on what we've read? We know, okay, network has been a bit topsy-turvy, but do we have questions, other comments for the author? Anyone, please? Or we just proceed to the next second round of reading. Uh, as we round up for today, we won't be able to take a tour because of the way network has been really dealing with us. But at least we can take the second round of reading. Hopefully, network will be cooperative. Any question, any comment, any, because just like Ajay also mentioned, I was about to ask a question around about the title of the book, because when you hear carrot and stick, you are thinking reward and punishment. And so I don't know how that ties into this narrative that we are reading so far. We've not gotten to the end, so we can't really see how it ends or what happens in detail. But from what we read so far, there is nothing really sticky. Maybe carrot, even, I mean, nothing carroty, nothing sticky in what we've read so far. But let's allow the author to read further to us, and then maybe that will be contextualized for us, and we won't have to ask the question again. Otherwise, I will just still ask so that we can tie it all together. So, author, please, you have the mic now. You have the floor. Please commence the second round of reading. I hope that the network will be more cooperative this time around. So, over to you, sir.
All right, sir. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, my prof. Here is significant for high personalities like us. I admire the interior and the surrounding. Milo said after surveying the environment from the window, good to know you like this place. Professor Dimitri said, my mind swayed to an abysmal future that may end the fake life Milo brought us to live in Europe in the name of leading us to a greener pasture. One more thing, Prof. We need drinks, foodstuffs, fruits, probably those girls with beautiful legs to make stay here feeding. He said and winked. It's all right. His response will reach you soon. Professor Dimitri said and left. I couldn't utter a word. My mouth was dry. I had a low stamina. I found it hard to understand what was happening. After several unsuccessful attempts to secure visas to migrate to Europe or America to escape the harsh economic circumstances in my country. I ended up here. Milo is the only pathway to actualizing your ambition. He has taken many people to Europe and America. He is a mobile embassy himself. Wantala said and swore, we will meet him tomorrow. He will mention his terms and conditions. If you meet up, consider yourself in Europe, he said with conviction. I fell for the story. Wantala told me about Milo. I searched for money, paid Milo just to find myself, Henry and Frank living in a castle built in the air in Europe by Milo. The sound of the doorbell returned me to reality. Frank opened the door. Let's see who is there. Frank, open the door. Let's see who is there. Milo commanded, pointing at Frank, who took few steps to turn the door knob. A lanky young man stepped in with four beautiful ladies that carried boxes. Great ambassadors, how lucky you are. I am Asili Joseph, the interpreter chosen by the VC to translate communications between your group and your host here. Incredible, Milo exclaimed when he rose to hug Asili. He eyed the ladies with a dirty mind. Your name is familiar to my country, Milo observed. Well, you are right. I arrived here 10 years ago. I have acculturated fully with this environment, as Asili explained. Incredible. These are my subordinates, Milo said, and mentioned our names with a concocted posture. These girls are here to arrange your apartment properly, put the kitchen in order, and arrange fruits and drinks in the fridge, Asili interjected. Incredible. For how long would they stay with us? They look edible. Milo gasped and whistled. Essie Kabokon, what is that? Milo asked Asili. I told them to do their job. The ladies filed out into the apartment with the boxes and set to work immediately. Milo followed them with a lustful gaze. We are lucky to be given the opportunity for this kind of mission by our great country, Asili observed. If that's a compliment, I appreciate it. Can you remember my father was one of those who fought creditably to achieve independence for our country? Milo queried as he took his lustful eyes away from the ladies. Really? Asili interjected before he set a stick of cigarette between his lips on fire while he settled down on a chair. Of course, yes. This mission is a prestige bestowed on me by our dear nation in recognition of my fathers from the colonial masters. Milo lied, responded as this was happening. Frank and Harry were behind closed doors in the room assigned to them by Milo. Only God knows what they were up to. I was watching Milo like a movie, anxious of what will end the fake life he created for himself. One of the ladies announced suddenly, what is it? Milo asked. She said they are ready. Asili responded, let's see what they did. Milo strolled to the kitchen, opened the fridge and shouted, incredible, nice job. Can we return to the university now? Asili demanded. Oh yeah? Milo nodded with enthusiasm. If you need anything, please put a call to me immediately. I am at your service. Splendido, excelente, Milo exclaimed and swallowed a shot of whiskey. I want to take a pause, sir. Hello, sir.
So I'm
Hello?
laughing. Okay, yes, I will. Thank you very much for the readings. Do we have questions? Do we have comments? Any other response to the work that we've heard so far that we read to us? Anyone, please? Anyone? Questions, comments, concerns, criticism, constructive as they may be, for the author? Anyone, please? Anyone? Okay, Aja, is there, I mean, I hope we have every other person is here today. Aja, you have a question. I also have a question for the author, but let's hear you, Aja. The author is not on seat now. I hope he joins pretty soon so that
Okay.
I can ask the question.
Since it's not on seat, my
Hmm.
question is supposed to be directed.
Oh, say you can
Okay,
hear.
I
okay.
can hear you.
All
Okay, I
right.
think he wants to get water also.
I'm only wondering, I'm only wondering how Milo could pull such off from Nigeria, even
Yeah.
arriving at their destination with expired visa
Mhm.
and still manage to wiggle their way into the city, into the university, up to the point of your reading. It's extraordinary. I said it the
Yeah,
other time.
I will
Milo
just
Ipa.
lap on that really because it's the same question I want to ask, but in a more uh, critical way, constructive though. That how much research actually went into this work in
Went
terms of
into, yeah.
immigration
Mm.
protocols or procedures outside of Nigeria. So that's the question I want to ask. As in, how much research did you do, sir, in terms of studying or getting to know how immigration procedures work outside the shores of even in Nigeria, even than outside Nigeria, because expired visa, the kind of VIP reception being given by a
Mm.
school, not the nation. So, what research did you do, Sign, when you come? Very fantastic, creative narrative. But I'm wondering, okay, the research, are there things you should have done that you didn't do? Or are there things you're trying to, is it a literary effect? I mean, what you've read for us so far?
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. As a scholar, I'm a teacher, I'm a researcher. Yeah, I am heavily interested in immigration matters. I enlighten young people about immigration. I tell them what they need to know. So I ask a lot of people questions about immigration. If somebody arrives in Nigeria from any part of the world and I have the opportunity to go to the airport to
Mm,
clear the person, I ask the person series of questions, the immigration procedures, the type of life people live in the country or she is coming from, and I get as close as possible to the internet to ask questions, and a lot of persons, a lot of Nigerians have spent a lot of years abroad and they have relocated to Nigeria. I make attempts to visit them, to ask them series of questions. So I just do that to put up this memoir in order to enlighten youth. One, that not all that glitters is gold. That traveling abroad may not be bad, but they should be very careful. They should not allow somebody to deceive them,
mm.
to take them abroad and make life difficult.
Uh,
So
I
I
think
carry out a lot of researches,
the
I read a
network.
lot of books, I meet a lot of people. I go to traveling agents in Lagos State. I enter the offices, ask them series of questions. So I
Okay,
jot their responses down and I join those responses together, deodorize the responses with creativity to arrive at carrot and stick, which is
okay,
a
sir.
memoir.
Okay,
Yeah.
then
Thank you.
another question which I would like to ask, also technically concerning you said the book is a memoir. Whose memoir is it?
Eh, I have a lot of friends that have traveled. It's not somebody's particular story. Go. It's not that. It's a collection of information from different people that have traveled far and wide. So I fictionalize those responses, those information given to me, turn them to fiction, to entertain and to moralize.
Thank you
In
very
that
much.
wise, it will be a work of action.
So,
It's no longer a memoir.
if he says even faction, Ajia, there will be facts in terms of having
Yeah.
real world
Yes.
names or persons, but I
He
think this
said
is more or less
he got
fictionalizing.
first-hand information from people who had traveled. So I
Yeah.
think some of their experiences, he wove stories around.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Do we have any other question, any other comment, any other response? As I said, constructive criticism are welcome. That's why we all gathered here to improve the work so that when the author is coming up with the next work they're writing or they need to
Yeah.
work on this particular one, the next edition will be much finer and a better read for everyone.
Yeah.
We are just
It
trying to
will
improve.
have a better verisimilitude.
Exactly. I mean, just trying to improve what is out there in our creative space. So, we have any question, comments, criticism, appraisal, response? Please, anyone, please. Okay. Happiness. You have a question or a comment? Please go ahead.
Beauty.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So I actually have a comment, right? So I'm in my final year, and my final year topic is actually surrounding migration and diaspora studies. So with the theme surrounding this novel, it feels like a very interesting read and something I would like to add to my secondary sources. So I would like to know the price of the book there.
Well, if I can have the names of people with us today sent to the coordinator, and I have their location addresses, I can send the books to them
Okay, network is
free of
doing
charge.
what is that been doing again. So, but I think we get the
I
gist. I think happiness will help us to coordinate the logistics of getting the books. Uh, we can't hear you again, sir. The network has it's interfering with your audio. Oh, sorry about this.
Free of charge.
Oh, free of charge. Thank
So
you so much.
if somebody's in Lagos, when I go to Lagos,
Okay. Okay. I think
yes,
is sorry.
yes,
Sorry,
yes,
sir.
information I pass
Network
that
is
people
interfering
people that,
seriously
that
with
are with
your
us today free of charge.
audio. Okay. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
If I get their addresses and how to send copies to them,
Oh,
I will do
great.
that.
Oh, great. Happiness, please help us to coordinate that. Let's know those who are around
Okay.
so that you can liaise with the
All right,
author
sir.
for us to have
Okay.
the free copies. Sorry, the internet just keeps going on and off. So I want to say thank you very much on behalf of LRF, the directorate, the management team. I want to say thank you so much for honoring our invitation to read to us today. I think we've even lost the author. I want to say thank you to everybody who has been able to join the reading from beginning. I mean, it's a very interesting read from what I mean. Then you can see the vibrancy in the voice of the author as he reads the work. Even though, yes, I mean, from what we've also read, there are still some works that need to be done to improve on this current work. But we must say that it's a very interesting read because it's actually speaking to the current realities in our country. I mean, this Japa syndrome and all the fallouts that come out of it. And this work also addresses that. So I want to say thank you so much to our author for today in absentia for reading from his creativity, his creative output to us. And also thank you to every one of us who has been able to stay so far to this very end of the reading for this month. Hopefully next month when we have our next showing, will have a better internet experience. We'll have seamless reading from the author and participation from everyone as well. So, on behalf of myself and the team, I want to say thank you. Have a fantastic month of March and see you all next month. If you want to join, if you are not currently in the LRF Reading Forum, please, a link has just been shared. You can just join us. You can also share with the author to please happiness so that they can join us. And there, people just drop their thoughts, their creative poems, and people will just appreciate them. Mostly, we read them. Some of us respond to those, and just to encourage the writer and just keep the creative juice flowing in our midst. So please, you can join us in that WhatsApp forum that we call the LRF Reading Forum, and we look forward to having you there. Also, dropping your own thoughts, sharing your own creative pieces with us, so that we can all enjoy. So, thanks once again. Have a fantastic and a blessed month of March.